who's listening to the replays. Welcome, welcome. My name is Catherine. I am the podcast host and brand creator of Chakras and Cuss Words, which is a spiritual wellness brand that concentrates on bringing different spiritual modalities to people. I definitely tap into astrology full force and also the alchemy of life. What does it all mean? Become more close to nature, being more close to our spiritual essence, our land, our mother, our sky, our stars, everything, our moon. Just learning to take in this world and this spiritual place as what it's really for, right? So today I am talking about the new moon in Aries, which in all honesty is such an amazing time right now. The new moon in Aries is really this bold center of fire, this bold vibration of energy and what is to behold with the Aries season. A lot of people, when they tap into the Aries season, they're not really sure where to move forward with, right? The Aries is such a vibrant sign. It's the cardinal sign. It is also the first zodiac sign. So it's really centered in the first. It's really centered in that awareness. Very much so that a lot of people, when they are learning about manifesting and they're learning about using the cosmic energy and the astrology behind it, they sometimes get a little bit off focused. And what we have to really tap into and really bring awareness to is that each zodiac, right? Each zodiac, we have 12 zodiacs, and each zodiac is different, but yet some of them are very similar in the fact that there's different elements behind them. We have the 12 zodiacs broken up into 4 major elements. And each one of these elements really runs true to how you should set your intentions and how you should set your manifestations. So we have a full moon just wrapping up that was in Virgo. And that was seen as the goddess moon because the Virgo really resembles the goddess. But now, as we are transitioning into the new moon, we have a new moon in Aries, which is all about the element of fire. The first zodiac, which is very much that passion, that season starter, because it is the cardinal sign of the fire element. So when we are thinking about the new moon in Aries and creating intentions and manifestations in this realm, I want you to understand that working with fire and working with areas of the element is very natural. It should come very natural as we start to adapt this process of using our elements behind the zodiac, right? So we have the full initiation, the full initiative, the full force. The Aries is like very bold. So when we think about something new, because we are going to be focused on the new with this new moon in Aries, I want you to think of what has been centered in your self-awareness, because we are in the first house for this new moon for the Aries. For if you are an Aries, you're going to be very much centered in that area of awareness, authority, and also like that outward personality and appearance. What does it mean for you? Like, what does it really mean for you to tap into this energy of self? And I want you to think about it when you are creating intentions. And a lot of people, when they ask me, how should I create intentions with fire? There's many ways, many ways. And creating an intention with fire shouldn't sound like super scary or super unbalanced, because the fire is very much balanced, right? It has its formulation of energy where it brings us warmth. It brings us that big burst. It also brings us that purpose where we're using it for things, right? Like fire, we have to use it for cooking. We have to use it for warmth. We have to use it for our survival in many aspects, right? So this element is very powerful. And most people, when they think of fire, they don't actually acknowledge what the fire actually holds within us. So the fire element is very much structured to center our solar plex chakra, which is our third chakra. And this is the chakra that is centered on our power, our will, the ego's in there, the authority's in there, the passion's in there. And we're going to want to embrace that energy with a balance of learning that while we can be close to the fire, we can hold the fire close to us, and we can use rituals in fire and with fire. We don't want to stand so close or stand so naive where we get burned, right? We want to be patient with the fire. We don't want to pour our gasoline onto the fire when it's at a slower rate, because we'll get a huge explosion, right? We'll get that burst of energy, that burst of heat. So when we think about how we're going to use this for our intentions for the new moon in Aries, I want everybody to think about how do they use fire in their everyday. Is it, with warmth? Is it with bringing cooking? Is it with bringing intentions? Is it using a candle? Is it for burning rosemary, or is it for burning areas of toxicity where you now have to release it? So for many people, when we are thinking about using fire, we tend to use the releasing the most, and we're subconsciously doing it because that's what we've been taught, is when we create intentions and we blow out the candle, we are releasing, right? But this time with this new moon, we're going to be more centered in the new and the new beginning. And we want our rituals to be more based on structure that is more formulated to us. And when we use this with fire, it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit different in lighting a candle and watching it burn, or burning a bay leaf that has money written on it, or money flows easy to me. It's going to be a little bit more structured in the self-awareness, and it's going to be a little bit more structured in the now, the area of keeping it within. So what we're going to want to do is stuff where we incorporate that fire, but we also incorporate it where it stays with us. So many of you might be thinking, well, how do I do that? So for tomorrow night, instead of being centered on releasing a message, I want you to be centered on of something new that you are creating, something new that you're bringing within. So for instance, if you are tapping into your passion, or you're tapping into your relationship, you might want to build an actual candle where you, instead of just lighting a candle or burning a candle be more significant, where you place certain objects into the candle, that candle is going to last you more than that night. It's going to last you for the 30 days of the new moon cycle. So you're going to want to do stuff like incorporate the bay leaves into the actual candle. You're going to want to put some cinnamon in that candle. You're going to want to put some areas of abundance. You're going to want to tap into whatever it is that you're trying to incorporate. If you're looking for a more solar plexed initiation of willpower, you're going to want to use the yellow. So you're going to want to also bring in the citrus. So that's when you would put some like lemon into your candle and some cinnamon. And also if you are tapped into more of like the passion where it's maybe with somebody else, then you're going to want to introduce the rose and also the vanilla. So make sure that you have something that isn't going to be gone within that night, especially for the new moon in Aries. And I see a lot of people, when they set their intentions with fire, they automatically think that it's a releasing factor. And really it's not. So we can set our intentions also with fire in different ways. If we are cooking for someone, that is fire. We're using fire on a stovetop. And for those who get really into watching the fire or speaking to the fire, you can either create a bonfire. I don't know, what your backyard looks like, or if you have a fireplace outside, take time to actually watch the fire and speak to the fire and speak your intentions into the fire. And then also place something where it stays within the fire. So for instance, if you do have like a cauldron, there's many people who still use cauldrons. And if you have like a cauldron where you are using it to simmer or create, if you can put a coal or a stone within that cauldron for the 30-day cycle, you can write your intention, or you can kiss it onto the stone for placement where it stays with you. It doesn't leave. So remember, with this new moon, I really want everybody to be concentrated on the new, what it is that's new to you, and use the fire element to really embrace it. So I just want to thank everybody who popped in or who is listening to the replays. And I put my YouTube channel up top. That is actually my latest podcast that was transformed into a YouTube interview. And it's all about what is manifestation and embracing the balance of the science and also the shadow, and really stepping into it. When we think about manifesting and setting intentions, we have to really understand the element behind it, behind the law of attraction, behind the creating the area of becoming within the manifestation. So a lot of people will say like, if you do a dream board and it's in your area, it's most likely going to become more successful than something that you're just thinking of or haven't really put it in paper. And the reason why is because you're already establishing that intention. You're already establishing that manifestation, where you're already establishing that area is within you. That area is you. And that's really what creating rituals and intentions and manifestation looks like, is creating that area within you and letting it come out for the world. So everybody have an amazing new moon in Aries. I will be doing probably a horoscope reading or something like that, maybe tomorrow for the zodiacs, probably around the same time. And everybody have an amazing day. Bye-bye.